I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.
Hello, Aries, Taurus, Moon sign people. Welcome to your Virgo full moon reading for 2019. This is actually 4th, 5th house energy for you. We have Cancer in the Vedic in the nakshatra of Ashlesha. It's the same nakshatra that kicked off the Leo Aquarius eclipse season, and the eclipse the world stopped to watch, August 2017, was in the nakshatra of Ashlesha. That is the nakshatra of the wounded child, the entwining, manipulative energy that can really be mentally and emotionally unstable, which is what we saw a lot of during the last eclipse season that technically ended back in November. Since that time, we've seen a lot of feminine energy come on the scene with Cancer in the North Node and Capricorn in the South. So technical because that's when it technically happened. We saw a lot of physical things happening, although Cancer and Capricorn are still the nodes in Vedic astrology for the next month. We've been together for the last 4 months. It's not formally, let's say, Cancer North Node for us until now, this Virgo full moon. So this is an important full moon reading. Full moon readings from Great Mother are spotlight, just like that full moon. It spotlights the internal work that Great Mother is saying you have the most cosmic, energetic support to do. We are but starved dust. We are cosmic beings incarnated to have a physical experience. So the soul can evolve in areas that it has not learned to self-accept. It has not learned to enjoy or learned how to completely exploit in terms of its gifts and its abilities through previous lifetimes. And so in this lifetime, individuals who tune into Great Mother Speaks are learning how to deal with the soul contract of mama, drama, trauma, that condition of life experience in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto the child, causing emotional and or physical trauma. This soul contract is for us to evolve in self-love and spiritual independence. It's a very prominent theme this prior eclipse season with the wounded child, and moving into Cancer North Node, which is ruled by the moon, Great Mother energy, the mother, our relationship with our mother, that is symbolized by the actual birth mother, what we call home, our residence, and how we feel at home in relationship to others. Now, at this particular time, the reason why it's so prominent is because we just had a total lunar eclipse in Leo, January 19th and 20th. And so that was the wiping of the hands, cleaning out that prior eclipse season formally. So the formal first full moon in the new Cancer North Node is now. This full moon is 4th house energy for you in the sidereal, okay? Because you're Aries, most of you in the sidereal, and it's Cancer in Ashlesha. But 5th house in the Western with the Virgo full moon we have from Taurus. Let's look at what the inner work is Great Mother has for you. She says there's work needing to be done right now, Taurus moon sign people, in the feeling of being the victim. That victim energy can really be very powerful with mama, drama, trauma, because we have experienced abandonment, emotional abandonment, physical abandonment, emotional abuse, physical abuse. So it's quite natural to be triggered by feelings of victimization in our daily life. Now, 4th house energy on a soul level is telling us that that soul bond, that soul contract with your mother at this time is particularly active. Some of you are planting a seed, crescent moon energy, 2nd chakra, due to a soul desire to shift victimhood to being the victor. In that case, Great Mother is encouraging you to continue that work going forward this lunar season. The lunar season of Aquarius new moon will end as this moon wanes into the Pisces new moon. The new moon wishes that were suggested for Taurus moon signs for Great Mother had to do with Aquarius energies being 11th house energy for you, networking, community, that sort of thing, typically. But with soul work, internal emotional work, Western astrology, that Western moon sign is where we talk about networks, public image, and that sort of thing, promotion, that sort of thing. Internally with Great Mother, what we're talking about are soul group energies. And so again, those soul groups that you have in your life that are designed to trigger MDT in your life. So those aunts, those cousins, those siblings, maybe those adoptive parents, those surrogate family members, those co-workers who act just like mama, those people in your life who are just like your mother, that are constantly triggering those feelings and experiences of abandonment and abuse is the focus this full moon for you. If you haven't consciously been paying attention to that, this full moon will shed light on that for you, with this energy being 4th, 5th house energy for you. Some of you might actually physically be pregnant. And so on a soul contract level, are you contracted to have MDT with your child? If you are, consciously with this full moon moving forward into this new nodal season, Cancer North Node, look at shifting this, because what's supporting you is Moses. The reason this is coming up is because you are learning to live the law, and the law is ego soul alignment. You are learning to pick up from an intuitive level and bring it down to your gut chakra what's going on. It's a process. It's hit or miss until we get it, and even when we get it, it's a daily practice to maintaining it. When that daily practice goes away, let me tell you, that intuitive hit and intuitive accuracy goes right with it. So this scene in The Wizard of Oz, who's the poster child for MDT, Dorothy, is being awarded by the mayor of Munchkin Land for destroying the Wicked Witch of the West with the house and the Twister Dream that landed on her when she arrived in Munchkin Land. That's what's bringing up this issue of victimhood, is that you're feeling like no matter where you turn, no matter what you do, that I'm not getting anywhere. I'm trying to deal with this mama drama issue, but I don't feel that I'm really getting anywhere with it, which is not true. You are Aries moon sign, many of you, in the Vedic, and the gut chakra, we're talking chakras, we're talking Vedic astrology, is ruled by Mars. Mars rules Aries, and so your gut is strong, and therefore you're probably very conscious of the fact that things are happening around you. You're just not able to really interpret it right now because it's a process of learning the law, like I said, like Dorothy here. She was like, why are these people celebrating? This is terrible. They killed this lady and they're happy. These little munchkin people, why are they so happy? Because she was horrible. But Dorothy didn't know that. Why? Because she hadn't trusted her gut before. Well, she had trusted her gut before, but she's not giving herself credit that she had trusted her gut before about Miss Gulch, who reincarnated as the Wicked Witch of the West, and then reincarnated again as her sister. And you know, they came to try to take the shoes and take the shoes again in the castle. Mama drama trauma reincarnates throughout our entire life. Like I said, these people that replicate MDT, these feelings of abandonment and abuse throughout our lives, until we address it. And so you're starting to see that there's this pattern that keeps coming up. And on a soul level, you're wanting to recreate a new experience in your life. It's just that it's just now starting to come. The dots are just now starting to come, and you're just beginning, at the very beginning of connecting dots, okay? Because what's in your shadow position is the Ankh. Of course, the Ankh is the symbol of the breath of life. And we have the third eye here, which is the inner eye. And so seeing with our inner eye instead of our outer eyes is going to align that gut chakra with our soul. So that's what's in the shadow for you, Aries, Taurus, moon sign people, is that you do have this soul support with the yin-yang symbol of the double yin, single yang. The double yin is soul download, okay? And it's just a matter of acting on it, because the law says that there is a law of ego form and manifestation. There is a law of dharma that says that there's a purpose for your life. So in Vedic astrology, when we're talking about, ninth house, it's not so much about career, but it's about your dharma, it's about your soul, about why you came here. And right now, what's active in your ninth house is the South Node. And so your life purpose and how you are ultimately going to perceive it as you align more and more is shifting as we go forward in this new eclipse season with Saturn and Pluto there. Now, Venus has recently joined the South Node as well, which is going to make this process not as difficult as it could be without Venus. The devotion and the love of Venus coming forward, wanting to connect, wanting to make those dots more connected. What you desire at this particular time is to shine your light. You don't want to be a victim. This isn't something that you desire. You're not poor, pitiful me by any respect. You are wanting this full moon to speak your truth, to be creative. I also see that for you that all of us, we have Mercury conjunct the sun right now, and that is in your 11th house. And so with your soul group of people that you're dealing with this MDT issue that keep coming up to remind you and to trigger you, to encourage you to pay attention and to grow and to heal this, you're wanting to even shine your light with them. You're wanting to say that, hey, I realize something's going on and I need to take my power back, as Dorothy is doing here by taking the broom back from the witch's guard in the castle once she has destroyed the witch. This higher will that's being spoken. That's what the fifth chakra is. The gut chakra is the lower will. And the heart above chakras are our higher will. And so you're wanting to align with those things and you're wanting to definitely take your power back. And so the energies that Great Mother is saying, this full moon, throat chakra is ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. This is a Virgo full moon. So your desire is being addressed. Your desire is being granted. Aries, Taurus, moon sign people, because the supportive energy for you is Rhiannon. Self-doubt. Any self-doubts that you have about your ability to trust your dharma is being completely washed away just by your decision, first quarter moon energy, making a choice to face the challenge. That's all you have to do, is have that second chakra energy of choice, of what you desire. That just desiring that you take your power back is enough at this particular time in order for you to have that clear, intuitive insight that you desire. Now, Rhiannon, for some of you, is a challenge for you to not give your power away to others in other ways. Now, there may have been ways that you're very aware of that you've given your power away. Let's say, for example, maybe you have allowed people to, at this particular time, what may be coming up for you is to define who you are and to tell you, what you're about. Right now you have Mars in your first house. And so Mars in the first house is all about your physical appearance. It's how you look and it's how you present yourself. Again, with Great Mother Speaks, we're talking about your general vibe when you enter the room. First house energy, the vibe that people get. Sometimes you can tell how a person is. That's their aura, their vibe. That's first house energy. And sometimes we can tell how people are better than they can, or you can hear someone telling someone how they are better than they are. Sometimes you can just read the vibe. People with mama drama trauma tend to be very good at that because as children we had to survive knowing that. We had to read people's energy well because our mothers didn't necessarily do that for us. Or if she did do that for us because our relationship with her was off kilter, we had to learn how to read her in order to feel safe. So what Great Mother is saying is to trust that you have that ability if you are experiencing self-doubt to the degree that you're not at a place where you're actually making a decision to shine your light. Great Mother is saying that energies are supporting you to be more aware of the ways in which you have allowed the power of other people to make you question your ability to read situations for yourself. You have the ability to do that, especially now, again, with Mars in your first house. I'm seeing that with this Sun Mercury conjunction in your 11th house, a light is being shown on these soul groups. And so you're going to see who in these soul groups at work, in your neighborhood, your siblings, people that you hang out with. Sometimes we don't see a neighbor or someone in our soul group, but just imagine Dorothy on the yellow brick road with the scarecrow, the tin man, and the lion. You know, these are unusual people that she normally would not have, or figures that she normally would not have interacted with, but they had at that particular time a sole purpose, a dharma, to be together, to heal, to support each other. And we have those groupings throughout our lives. It may have been a baseball team when you were a child. It may have been a pen pal when you were a child. It may have been someone that you knew on Facebook for 2 or 3 years, but now you don't speak anymore, but they just came out of nowhere at a particular time and really, really helped you. Those are the soul groupings that I'm talking about. Now, we can see those, but intuitively, when you're working with Aries energy on a soul level is coming through with a real strong need to be clear about who it is, and to be clear about where it wants to go and what it wants to do, not what other people want to do. And so that's what Great Mother is encouraging you to focus on at this particular time. Aligning with that, it's useful to know the status of your ego soul alignment. There's a lot of fear and apprehension that some of you have in aligning with your soul. Root chakra energy is ruled by Saturn, which rules Capricorn and Aquarius in the sidereal. Now remember, Capricorn is that south node, and we're going back to kind of looking at this 9th house energy for you, this dharma for you. And so things are shifting with regard to, that life purpose, because you've been seeing it through the lens of people that have perpetuated MDT. And now that you're beginning to embrace your divinity identity as opposed to your MDT identity, and you're beginning to say, well, hey, I'm a divine child of the Great Mother, Father, God, who's dearly loved, never judged, condemned, or left alone. You kind of feel like you're standing out there like Dorothy was when she started to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. She's just feeling like she's just out there. And so what's over the rainbow? Way up high, there's a place that I've heard of, and once in a lullaby, her mother was singing her to sleep as a baby. Aunt Em is her foster mother. We don't know where her mother is. And when we don't have the support and the love of our mothers, it's one thing when we are in denial about that. But when we get to a point where we are beginning to accept that, and we begin to recognize that we're being triggered by those feelings of abandonment and abuse, then things start to get, really kind of shaky. And so that's why you need to get on greatmotherspeaks.info and scroll down the homepage and email me about what kind of MDT support groups you want to have. It's usually about 3 or 5 people. Go to the booking page. It's just a matter of you booking which one you want to do. And we get on there in our meetup group, and we have discussions about, how you deal with these fears, how you connect with the Great Mother, the mother of all mothers, either through the deck, through our classes of learning how to work with the deck. We have readings on there as well. It's just a really good support group. There's a video on here over the holidays. I posted it because that was a popular support group about how to communicate with your mother. Some people go home and they're still dealing with these issues. And so your ego soul alignment, there's a lot of apprehension. But Dorothy, when she sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow, she was reminding herself that there was somebody who loved me. There was somebody who did not emotionally abandon me and just physically take care of my needs. Aunt Em took care of her needs physically, but emotionally, Dorothy was abandoned. And so maybe you're feeling that, I'm going to be abandoned again if I go on, my own path and I start establishing boundaries and I start shining my own light, with 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. What difference is going to make? A huge difference for your soul. And so this is about soul evolution. This is not so much about ego emotion other than to acknowledge how we feel. And right now there's some fear and there's some apprehension. For some of you, you are directly deciding to address this fear by acknowledging that you need to heal the situation. I'm seeing this with not only Mars in your first house, but with Uranus in your 12th. You know, Uranus has moved out of Aries into Pisces in the sidereal. And so you're really just wanting to let this be the end of this wheel of experience. You know, Uranus in the sidereal is an outer planet that's not really looked at. But when we're talking about emotions, you know, of course, this 12th house energy for you is indicating Uranus being in the 12th house at the end of an emotional wheel. You've gone through this. You've gone through this victimhood over and over and over again. You've gone through this self-doubt over and over and over again. And even though you're fearful, you are beginning to learn to live the law. These are both first quarter moon cards. You are making a decision at this point of this Virgo full moon to face the challenge of living and loving detachment, letting go of the mother that you want to accept the one that you have. And that ripples down to all of your soul group relationships. Letting go of the manager you want, the husband, the child, or whatever you want to accept the one that we have. Why does your soul want to do this work? Aries, Taurus, moon sign people, it wants to embrace the shadow. It wants to embrace the truth of who people are, of what life is truly about. It doesn't want to live in denial anymore. It doesn't want to continuously go from this passive to aggressive behavior, people pleasing to bullying people, to this emotional erratic stuff that MDT creates and manifests in our lives. It's tired of it. And third eye is ruled by the moon, which rules Cancer. It's ready to align and coalesce its energies with this new eclipse season in healthy ways. It's ready to just accept who it is. You know, it's ready to accept that, hey, this is a soul contract I made. It's time for me to get on with the evolving, the evolutionary work. And how it wants to do that is by rewarding you for the courage that you've had to even get to this point. The Ra card is the reward card of the deck. This is when Oz awards the Tin Man, the Lion, and the Scarecrow the clock for the heart, the medal for the lion's courage, and the diploma to the Scarecrow for his brain, letting us know that the integration of the body, mind, soul, as your ego, emotional mind makes that a priority despite your fear. You make that a priority despite your self-doubt. You continue to download that intuitive guidance and act on it by releasing those things. You will manifest. You will manifest your dharma. You don't have to worry about exactly knowing it from the beginning. How are you going to know it from the beginning? You didn't even know you was going to be born. Come on. This is about rebirth. Rebirth is not just some rebirth. No, this is you're being reborn into something new. The light at the end of the tunnel is your selfhood, exactly what you want. And your soul wants to reward you for these efforts during this eclipse season. An eclipse season lasts for 18 months. So this is awesome. This is awesome. Making the decision to say, hey, goodbye victimhood. I'm ready to be a victor. I know things may not look perfect. And for some of you, things may be beginning to look perfect. Some of you have already started to receive some rewards for your efforts. And Great Mother's coming through, and she's acknowledging that because you have been aligning yourself with Great Mother energies, and you're just going to align yourself with it more. For all of you, your possible outcome, either as you have been doing this work or as you do the work that Great Mother is suggesting for this full moon, is going to be processing. By the end of this particular lunar phase, you will have either processed all of what you really needed to have cleared up for you to kind of align with your soul and to make that decision going forward and to just trust it, or your values are going to be shifting considerably as a result of the processing that you've already done as you move forward in this eclipse season, dealing with those every mother issues. Whether we have MDT or not, every mother does want their child to be happy in the way that they know happiness to be. Every mother does want their child to be healthy in the way that they know health. If all a mother knows is MDT, because MDT is a cycle, then she's limited in terms of how she can see that. And you're processing that. You're recognizing that you've been on a journey. And Aunt M, your mother, who has been assigned to you as a result of a very significant soul contract to evolve in self-love and spiritual independence, it's not her job or responsibility to appreciate your journey. That's yours. That is what creates the self-love. And it is our journey that gives us our spiritual independence from knowing anything other than our divinity, including MDT identity. Okay? And so, releasing that MDT identity is what is necessary in order to embrace our divinity. And so processing that and getting clear about that is the opportunity that is available this full moon as you transition into your selfhood, this Virgo full moon, taking your power back. Thanks so much for watching, sharing, and liking. But above all and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.
Great Mother speaks. I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.